Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cardano Community Podcast. Today we have an interview with Marin. Marin, we're going to talk today specifically about his meetup, upcoming meetup in Croatia, Zagreb. So, Marin, thank you for joining us today again.
Thank you, Denisha, for having me in your podcast. Always a pleasure.
The pleasure's ours. The pleasure's ours, definitely. Marin, um, we're very curious. We've seen some pictures. You've already showed us, let's say, the location where the meetup is going to be held. So we're kind of like curious to know, hey, what do you have in store for the community this time?
Oh yeah. I decided to experiment a little bit to change the location because the our previous location was a little bit sterile. It is nice location. We had a seat. It's comfortable, but there's no drinks. There's no snacks. There's nothing. And I think that maybe this kind of meetup, this kind of community would relax a little bit better if you had coffees or drinks, or we could make it a little bit more uh, less formal.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah,
How,
so
how
so I
did?
found yeah, sorry.
No, so you can continue. Sure, you continue.
Yeah, I just looked for a quite long time, and I think I found the perfect location. It's near the center of the town. It has a separate part of a room for us, so we won't be mixing up with other guests. It even has a little place for some video presentations if it comes to need to do that sometime. I'm not planning to do any video presentations now for this meetup, and so that's it about the location. It is an internet cafe, so it has a good internet approach and everything we need.
Yes. So the thing is, I know this is not your first meetup, right? You have held multiple meetups until now, and then of course you're also in the order as an ambassador. You're in the order of a meetup organizer.
Yes, yes. This will be our fourth meetup in Croatia, and our first meetup was held at the first anniversary of Cardano mainnet launch. It was almost a year ago. So during the course of 1 year, we will have four meetups, and uh, this meetup will be held 1 week before, but we will talk about second anniversary as well. Uh, so
Yeah.
about yeah, go ahead.
So if we just, let's say, take a short recap on on the first three meetups. What can you tell us about the three meetups? How did they go? How was the attendance? Yeah, what were the topics shared during those meetups?
Yeah, well, it was a really wide variety of attended at those free meetups. There are a few people that just dropped by that didn't know much about that they didn't have a clue about anything. There were few guys that are really uh, coders, programmers, and they really talked about such details that even I didn't know about. Uh, and I'd say majority of our community are people who know about Cardano, who are watching it, who are following the development and waiting for next big update for Shelly, for staking, for smart contracts, for everything that will come hopefully in a shorter time. And they just want to keep contact. We want to exchange information, maybe some of our views, and I suppose that's what meetups are all about.
Yes, indeed. What can you tell us a little bit more about what were the specific subjects that were discussed during some of the previous meetups?
Yeah, well, we had our last meetup. We had a Tangem cards, a Cardano Tangem card presentation. So we played a little bit with the cards, and people liked it. So for this for the next meetup, I can announce some Tangem cards giveaways. I hope the community will appreciate those. Oh, you can also see our T-shirts have arrived, so we'll have some T-shirts to give away also as well.
Nah, you kidding? Serious?
Yeah. I'm serious. That's serious.
Oh man.
I got some T-shirts to give to the community, so it will be my pleasure.
Man, this is
Yeah,
amazing. I mean, come on, I mean, when you go to a meetup, usually, it's like it's one way, it's like the meetup organizer and the person who's speaking, they're the ones basically who's giving the community, kind of like, hey, information, right? But this is like totally different because you're not only providing information, but you're also providing giveaways. Come on,
yeah.
like
Well, you need
that's
to
good.
give something. You need to give something to the community. They're a good community, and we have like 5 or 6 people that are constantly coming to every meetup. So maybe even more, maybe even about 8 or 9 people who are constantly on every meetup, and that's really really nice. And there are some new people every time, so they get some info they need, or maybe they there are various reasons why people come to meetups. Yeah, of
The
course,
meetups,
like
yeah.
like 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 the kind of meetup. So it's a bit different than when you organize a conference. Then you have a big program, you have speakers, you have workshops, and uh, partly I think that's kind of event that we need once a year. Here we don't need maybe 4 meetups like this a year, because we have, as an ambassador, I have obligation to organize 4 meetups a year. Maybe one of those meetups should be a little bit more inclusive with the top of the top of the Cardano chain, or uh, RHK, Emurgo, Cardano. Uh, we talked about such event, and I'm thinking I will open a funding proposal in a few days about this kind of meetup. So we'll see how that goes. And this meetup, there is only a community with nobody from outside, and you can really get you can get information from me, but you can also get information from the boys, because I'm not always the smartest one in the room, and I don't need to be. That's why we are forming community there. Everybody knows something a little bit that other one doesn't know, and that's actually
Yes. I
that's the whole point.
I think that's the strength, of these meetups, especially when they're small scaled. You have been, it's kind of like a cozy group, of people. It makes it a bit more easier to share, let's say, knowledge. So like you might have, like let's say the Elipal, hardware wallet. You can share your experience with that. Other people might have, let's say, a ledger or a treasure. It's like they can share their experience, and based on all of that type of information, of course, everyone can make their own conclusion. Hey, okay, you know what, Elipal is perhaps the best, for me, or ledger or a treasure, whichever one, and or
You just
perhaps.
gave me, yeah, sorry, you just gave me a good idea. I'll bring LPL, and I bring my ledger, because they are both supported by Cardano, so we can play a little bit. We'll see if the audience will be interested. Or
Yes, exactly. I mean, personally, I mean, that's just my preference. I don't have, I don't have a hardware wallet. Serious. Uh, uh, that's something that will happen in the future, hopefully. But yeah, the thing is, I do believe, based on your presentation that we saw, last week, or recently, I think that at least it convinced me, in the security, and also the ease usability of the Elipal in a
yeah,
hardware
of
wallet.
course,
But of course,
of
hey,
course, of course.
you also.
Yeah, we were testing the old model, but I think that security has only been improved in the new Titan model. So definitely, if you wish to buy it right now, I would go for Titan, not for the old model, of course.
Yes, of course. The ADA is directly from purchase. How do you say, supported? It's not that you have to update
Yeah,
the firmware.
yeah, yeah. You should get a hardware wallet. Even if you don't have a large amount of ADA, but you
No.
should get used. You should get used to use a hardware wallet. I think it's best for the security,
Yeah.
not just for being stolen, but devices like laptops, like mobile phones, they get broken, and then you could lose
Yeah.
your wallet
That's
if you didn't back up properly. So
correct. That's actually my fear. Of that one day. That's the reason why I still have this old phone. Like the iPhone 7. I dare not to upgrade because I know if I do this, all of my passwords and everything has to be put onto the new device. So
yeah,
That's the reason why I decided to hold on to this, for maybe the maybe the coming 2 years, you know. But definitely in the future, I am planning on getting myself a hardware wallet. I've seen several presentations for Ledger. I haven't seen that much for Treasure, unfortunately. And
I've never seen Treasure live. Actually, never
it,
held it in hands. So
the thing is, I am missing these type of presentations. Hey, hardware wallet presentations for Ada. I know that Philippa did some presentations. But there's so few, out there, and that is what I'm missing. That's what I would really love to see. And grant, the community with that are these presentations, so that they
yeah,
can
of
make a
course.
very clear choice on which one is the might be the best for them.
Yeah. Well,
And
we are here. If we get our hands on a new type of wallet that supports Ada, we will. I personally will be very glad to test it. So
yes, I will be working. I mean, I am in contact with Elipal in the background, to see if they're willing to provide a Titan,
yeah,
and
they're welcome. Yeah,
if you're
I don't need to buy Titan just to test it. So if they
no,
want me to test it and give it to edit the video, at least they can supply us with something
exactly,
to test. Yeah,
exactly.
or
So
whatever.
i-
It's no problem because the more options, I think it's better for community.
yes, yes, that is the whole
You,
idea behind of it.
we are all different. You will like more one wallet, I will like another, and somebody else will prefer
Yeah,
the third option. So you know what I mean? What I think. I think we'll have the best opportunity to play with the wallets, not just hardware wallets, but with the Yoroi and Daedalus once
yeah,
taking is live.
yes, exactly.
Then
Now,
it will be much more interesting. Then
now,
you show how
what
it
I what I what I
works.
would love, Marin, what I would love to see, right, is because right now I remember your previous demonstration was for the mobile device, right? So the light wallet, you really like the light wallet for
Yeah,
Cardano.
yeah, yeah,
What I would love to see, because again, it's just increasing the choice of for the community, and information. That is to see how does it work with the desktop, your Yoroi desktop model. Because we now know how it works with the
yeah. I use
light
Yoroi
wallet.
desktop models, yes, because I combine it with the Ledger device, so I have to use desktop because Yoroi mobile is not supporting Ledger yet. So
Okay. Okay.
what do you
Do you
have in mind? Would you like would you like me to make some kind of video tutorial how to use it, or no problem?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Those are things that I believe that the more information that we can provide, to the communication to the community, the better. Definitely.
Yeah,
But
if we had a cameraman at our meetup, we could make some very interesting video because if I take a camera and shoot all the time that I can talk, I can communicate with anybody. So we had one meetup that I only had one photo because we all got so much into conversation we forgot to take any photos.
you
So
told me that.
such thing happen. Yeah.
I
So
know you.
we should hire a professional photographer for that, and that costs. So this is the reason why we're not doing it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It-
I have a
just
colleague that he in all this with me, and he follows Cardano and everything. He goes with me to every meetup, and every time I say make a few photos, and I think I'm a little boring to him. Yeah, yeah. But it would be cool to go through this at a meetup and people to follow, and then to record all that community working and playing around with. But I'll see what I can do for our next meetup.
perfect. Thanks there.
I won't
Let-
promise anything, but I'll see what will turn out. If anybody will be willing to record all the time, then
yeah,
you'll have it.
that's good. Hey, listen about the timing now for your upcoming meetup, because obviously I think the 28th of September, we also have the second anniversary that's going to happen in Bulgaria. And I mean, the time frame between when that's happening and when your meetup is pretty short, right?
Yeah. It's 1 week, one
It,
week time because
it
on our meetups there are usually local people. I mean, here from Croatia. I don't think we ever had a guest from other countries, not even Slovenia or Bosnia and Herzegovina that are here close.
yes,
So if somebody wants to go to Bulgaria on the anniversary meetup, we don't match. We don't. It's not the same weekend, so they can still
Okay,
go.
correct. Okay, so
I'll see. I'll see. I'm not saying that I'm not going yet, but I have some other obligations here, so I'll see if I can rearrange it because it's quite a short notice. I only noticed this anniversary meetup like a week ago or so. I don't know. Did I miss something?
no, no. If you ask me, not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
Okay.
thing is,
Okay.
I,
So
I mean, what
I
might
know.
be
I know Vasil would probably like to see me to meet in person, and hi Vasil. I'd like to meet you and all the guys as well. I'll see what I can do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will be there. I hope so. But at this point, let me put it this way: um, if things go well, I might attend, and and if they don't, then I'm afraid that I will not be able to attend. But it's definitely something that I hope to I hope to do. I hope to attend.
Yeah.
But
I think we're like the same. Yeah. The same thinking.
yes,
I'd like to be there. I'm not promising to be there. I'll see if I manage to reschedule all things here. And I have a 4-year-old kid that I'm taking care of, so I
I
have to
know.
organize somebody to take him. He's too small to bring him with me, I
I
think.
know, I know. I have the same thing. I mean, my wife is, we have two kids, and yeah,
We all
attending
have we're not professionals. We all have our personal lives and our
exactly,
jobs and our obligations we need to do. But I'll see
yeah,
what I can do, of course.
exactly. So, Marin, just to close off, right? I find a few questions at the upcoming meetup. So we know you have some giveaways, right? Um, are you planning on, let's say, addressing the upcoming second anniversary in Bulgaria as well? Let's say just anticipating or on what might be what's going to be revealed or talked about with the community.
Yeah, well, I don't know much about the second anniversary meetup. Actually, I just saw the announcement. I know the dates, and I don't that. I noticed that Charles will be there, and people from the foundation will be there.
Yeah,
Of course, I will announce it. I'm not sure if anybody will be willing to go there to see that. Maybe if I go, maybe somebody will come with me. Yeah, but it's too early to say.
yeah, yeah,
Like I said, if it was somewhere here, closer, like I don't know, Slovenia, Italy, Austria, I don't know,
yeah.
in
But
the
at
range
least
of few hundred kilometers, it wouldn't be if you could be able to go there by car and come
exactly,
back maybe same or other day, it would be a lot more practical.
exactly.
Bulgaria is not so close. It is at the same continent, but it's not, you have to go book tickets,
Um,
go airplane, take hotel and everything.
big
Anyway,
distance.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but you are
quite
planning
difficult.
definitely on announcing it at your meetup for the 21st.
Yeah, well, people, I hope to see you. 21st this month. We have a new location. You will have the address. It's Internet Cafe. It's in center of Zagreb. You have the exact address and location. If you go to meetup.com, you are all registered there. All the participants. I hope if you're not registered yet, then go and register. You will find our next meetup and hope to see you there.
Yes. Hey, if you want, please, you can also do that in your own native language, because I can imagine that there are also people, who would really love to hear, that in your own native language, listening, tuning
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
or maybe you might get a tip from someone. Hey, you should listen.
Yes, yes. I was thinking about that, but maybe we should record one short video in Croatian. Then,
Why not?
if we start in English, then we'll wait for the end to see the announcement. Uh, but here it goes in Croatian. Dragi članovi Cardano zajednice, ako niste primijetili, imamo sljedeći meetup 21. ovog mjeseca u Miramarskoj ulici, Internet Cafe. Dođite, pozivam sve koji su bili prošli puta i naravno sve one koji iz nekog razloga nisu uspjeli, a žele doći. Dođite, družit ćemo se, ovaj put ćemo imati i kavu i piće i bit će poklona, kao što sam najavio, bit će nam zabavno. Vidimo se. Thank you.
You're welcome. I That's great. Obviously, I don't speak Croatian, but hey, I did get it a bit. Cardano. So yeah, if you're in the neighborhood, in Zagreb, check in the description below. The address will be posted to where the meetup will be held. And if you're in the neighborhood of Zagreb, Croatia, then definitely check out this meetup. There's a lot anticipated at this moment. We have a great, wonderful event coming up the 28th, and prior to that, we have Marin, who is keeping a very, let's say, small scaled meetup, but it will be definitely great. If you've ever wanted to get your hands on a Cardano T-shirt or a Tangem
Oh,
card,
yeah, definitely. Drop
you know,
by
I
and
think,
we'll have some. You have some available for free.
yeah, for
Yeah,
free, exactly.
and
Then this is your
yeah,
chance.
it's for free. Yeah, yeah, for free. And only if you are happening to be in Zagreb. Plan to go to this meetup. If you're in Slovenia, if you're in Bosnia, Serbia, come. You're welcome.
All right, I couldn't have said it better. Thanks a lot, there, Marin.
Okay, thank you. Hope to
And
talk to you soon again.
yes, definitely. As always, the pleasure is ours. You're like our frequent guest. Like
Yeah,
in 1 month's time, you're like, yeah, you're
yeah.
filling the
We've
podcast.
we've been working recording for a long time, but it happened that it's been released shortly one after another. So it just turns out, but I don't
Yeah.
think I'm more frequent than the others.
No, now you are pretty. You are definitely. I mean, of course. I think I also speak to Vasil. Like via the chat, like very very frequently. And you as well. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
because
well, we are getting. Sorry.
you guys have a lot to say, and I guess that's the reason why that it's very much frequent. And of course, that's besides projects, the one who actually has been they're part of the podcast. It's I mean, we haven't yet publicly communicated that yet, but the team now consists of, let's see, we have myself, we have Project, who's also working for Emergo. We have Maxime, the youngest ambassador.
Yeah,
We have Joshua, and we also have Vasil. So those are all people working with the podcast, for the podcast. They're
great, great.
hosts on the podcast as
I
well.
didn't know about Joshua and Vasil. That's great.
Yes,
Really,
yes,
really.
we've expanded, and
Yeah,
we're continuously looking, for talent and people who wants to contribute to the podcast. So it's wonderful. I mean, it's we're communicating via all sorts of channels, like Telegram. We're communicating via Slack, via Twitter, as we do, and yeah, and I think there's one other platform. I don't know what the name is, but that's okay. But hey, that's news that's going to be communicated hopefully soon. Yeah,
well, it's actually very, very good news.
yeah,
Very good news. Your team is getting. The team has gotten two more very good
yeah,
people, huh?
yes, yes,
Professionals, I'd say. Yeah,
yes. And Vasil is kind of like the advisor. He's like he is a blockchain advisor as well. So
yeah, I know.
it's something that we definitely value. His advice, and he really kind of helps us to plan out and keep on the right track. And those are things that we really appreciate as well. So yeah, I think the next step, we're trying to see if we can geographically, how do you say, organize that, because right now we do not have anyone in North America and in South America, in Asia. So we're looking for people on the different continents.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
it's
the
great. It's great. So you can get a feeling about what's
Yes, but
going on
also
out
more,
there. Yeah.
coverage. Like I just got a message from someone who's he's situated in on the west coast of the U.S. There's a wait a second. He's asking me for an interview. His time 11 a.m. in the morning, and my time it's 6 p.m. There's a very big difference, hour difference. But
Yeah.
um, for me, it's just not possible. So if we had someone in the U.S., at least we can have coverage over there as well, for these type of events and interviews, etc. Because we, again, we have a very strong community. And what I just recently noticed is that even people who have not yet even shown themselves on social media are actually part of this community, and great big influencers as well. So yeah, but yeah, that's a whole different story. Today was about your
No
upcoming
problem.
meetup. That's the most important. So you got the word out. I really do hope
Yeah,
the people,
yeah,
you get
word
a lot of
out. People are, yeah, people already registering, and I didn't check today. I think yesterday was like close to 10 participants, like
wow.
9 or something. Yeah. So
Because the previous one you had about how many? 8?
no, it was like 12 or 13, I think.
Oh,
Well,
that's
there were always like 23 or 25 registered, but half of them doesn't make it there. So
yes. Always happens. That's true. That's true. Always happens.
yeah, we're
Hey,
still a relatively small group, but I think if you have a group of 10 or 12 or 15 people and half of them are coming to every meetup, then it's okay, good.
yeah, that's true.
For Croatia is a small country, and actually Zagreb, Rijeka, and Split, they're three cities, bigger, larger cities, where you have somebody to talk about blockchain. All the other areas, people are just looking at Bitcoin. What are you talking about? So it's a lot of
Yes.
work,
Okay.
but
Hey,
it's probably like everywhere else in the world.
exactly. Hey, Marin, again, thank you very much, for your time. I know it's
No
yeah, at
problem.
the beginning we said we'll try to see if we can keep this, limited. And I think we did a great job.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
what
Thank you as always.
what I would love to do is just have a recap. So after the meetup, if we can just have a short, let's say maybe 15 minutes, recap of, of the event, share some pictures, maybe some footage of, the actual event, and,
Yeah,
the
that would be
takeaway.
much. Sorry, yeah, that would be much more interesting than you and me talking before the meetup. I think for the audience.
Yes, but yeah, let's say, for the critics, this is an announcement of an announcement. No,
Yeah, yeah.
but
No,
that's
it's an announcement of the actual event. So we
of
know
the
the
actual
place,
event.
we know the date. Yeah, it's just an announcement.
Exactly. So after that happens, I'm hoping as well, that we can cover the event in Bulgaria. But that's
Of
something
course.
that's, yeah, we're hoping still at this moment, and yeah, more to come on that. Let's put it that way.
Can I ask, is the event in Bulgaria free for our community to come there, or there are
It's free.
tickets? You know?
It's free for everyone.
Yeah, great.
Yes,
Okay,
it's the
that's
second
nice.
anniversary. It's free for everyone. So if you want to join, if your neighbor wants to join, or even my neighbor, everyone can attend.
Great, great. So I'll see. Bit, you got me quite motivated now. I'll see if I can organize stuff here, and I'll talk to Vasil and see. Maybe we'll see each other there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
great.
take care
Thank
there, Marin.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Benicio.
yourself.
It's been always my pleasure.
The
Hope to
pleasure's
talk to you
ours, man.
someday. Bye bye.